That bag of frozen peas in your freezer is supposed to be the healthy, safe option for your family. But what if I told you it might be a bacterial time bomb? Freezing locks in nutrients, but it also locks in contamination. I've analyzed years of recall notices, safety alerts, and buried consumer reports. The data reveals a terrifying pattern of temperature abuse, foreign debris, and hidden bacteria. Today we are exposing the Dirty 8, the UK frozen vegetable brands you must avoid immediately. We will reveal the 3 elite brands that actually prioritize safety, and I'll teach you the crystal test to spot a dangerous bag before you buy it. Let's open the freezer. 8. Farm Foods, the temperature trap. Farm Foods thrives on being cheap, but low prices often come with a hidden cost: temperature abuse. Consumer reports consistently flag excessive ice buildup inside these bags. That isn't just frost, it is evidence of a failure in the cold chain. When you see heavy ice crystals or freezer burn, it means the product likely thawed and refroze during transport. This temperature fluctuation is the playground where bacteria wake up and multiply. With vague sourcing labels like "packed for farm foods," you have zero traceability. You are saving pennies but gambling on safety. 7. Iceland, quantity over quality. Iceland's entire reputation is built on frozen food, which makes this failure even more shocking. Behind the family-friendly marketing lies a history of complaints regarding foreign materials and off odors. To keep prices rock bottom, retailers face immense pressure to speed up supply chains. When you prioritize speed over hygiene in washing and blanching, quality control collapses. Iceland treats frozen veg as a bulk commodity, not a delicate food product, and the recurring quality issues prove it. 6. Morrison's Savers, the budget cut. Morrison's markets itself on Market Street freshness, but their Savers frozen line is a different beast entirely. These budget lines are where the corners get cut. We are talking about broader sourcing, frequent supplier switching, and minimum viable quality checks. Traceability here is a nightmare, often listing mixed countries of origin. If a contamination outbreak happens in one country, good luck figuring out if it is in your bag. 5. Sainsbury's, the illusion of safety. Sainsbury's feels safe. It feels middle class. But do not let the orange branding fool you. Sainsbury's frozen veg has been entangled in major supplier-level recalls involving serious contamination risks. The problem is food miles. These vegetables are often processed in massive industrial hubs abroad and shipped long distances. Every mile is another opportunity for a cooling failure. Just because the brand is premium doesn't mean the industrial processing line is clean. 4. Asda, the volume problem. Asda sells frozen veg in colossal volumes. The issue here is the law of large numbers. Asda relies on massive international suppliers that produce for multiple supermarkets simultaneously. If a hygiene protocol fails at the factory level, it doesn't just affect a few bags, it affects thousands. Asda's recall history suggests that when their supply chain breaks, it breaks big. 3. Tesco, too big to fail. The UK's biggest supermarkets should have the tightest controls. Instead, they have some of the slowest communication. Tesco has faced recalls for contamination and foreign objects, but the real danger is the communication lag. Recalls are often posted quietly online, long after you've eaten the peas. Because Tesco sources from the same mega suppliers as everyone else, their size makes them a massive target for systemic failures. 2. Aldi. The European supply web Aldi is the king of efficiency, but that efficiency relies on a complex web of European mega suppliers. These facilities supply retailers across the entire continent. If a blanching tank gets contaminated in Belgium, it ends up in an Aldi bag in Birmingham. Aldi shoppers often use these veggies in smoothies or quick meals without boiling them to death, a dangerous habit when you consider the recall history. Low price does not equal low risk. 1. Birdseye, the betrayal. And now the most shocking entry, Birdseye, the brand you trust the most. Birdseye markets itself as the field fresh gold standard. But in 2018, they were at the center of a massive listeria crisis. Listeria is a killer. It is dangerous for pregnant women and the immune compromised. The terrifying part? These vegetables looked perfect. They were in freezers across the UK while carrying a deadly pathogen. Birdseye relies on third-party industrial suppliers just like the budget brands. When you pay the Birdseye premium, you aren't buying safety. You are buying a logo that gave you a false sense of security. You don't have to play games with your health. Here are the 3 champions of the freezer aisle. 3. Green Giant. The king of consistency. Green Giant wins on one metric: control. They don't switch suppliers simply to save a penny. Their harvest-to-freeze timeline is tight, ensuring vegetables are stabilized quickly. They have largely avoided the chaotic recall dramas of the supermarket-owned brands because they prioritize protecting their specific corn and veg reputation over bulk volume. 2. Waitrose. The traceability master. Waitrose treats frozen food with the same respect as fresh food. They work with a narrower, more exclusive pool of suppliers. The Waitrose difference is transparency. If there is a problem, they communicate it loudly and clearly. Their cold chain discipline is stricter, meaning you rarely find that dreaded block of ice inside the bag. 1. Picard, the frozen specialist. Taking the top spot is Picard. Why? Because frozen food isn't a side hustle for them. It is their only business. Picard uses blast freezing technology immediately after harvest. This locks in cellular structure and stops bacteria cold. Their cold chain is unbroken from the factory to the shelf. They don't just store food, they preserve it. If you want the closest thing to zero risk, this is it. Next time you're shopping, protect yourself with these 3 forensic checks. The squeeze test. Squeeze the bag. The vegetables should feel loose and individual. If you feel a solid, icy brick, put it back. That is a sign of thawing and refreezing. The packed-in red flag. Look at the back. If it says packed in the UK but doesn't say where it was grown, they are hiding the supply chain complexity. The price reality. Processing vegetables safely costs money. If a bag is suspiciously cheap, ask yourself, which safety step did they skip to get the price that low? Stop trusting the logo on the front and start trusting the evidence in the bag. Which brand are you throwing out? Tell me in the comments. And to clean up the rest of your kitchen, watch this video next.